It wasn't a bouquet of roses, it wasn't a heart-shaped box of chocolates, but it was a message that read, "I love you," and the entire world fell for it. All it took was one click, one fleeting moment of curiosity, one innocent double click, and the digital world was thrown into chaos. Corporate servers crashed, governments scrambled, economies bled billions. The internet would never be the same. This wasn't just another virus. This was a digital catastrophe, one of the most destructive cyber attacks in history. 50 million computers infected, $10 billion in damages. And it all started with a simple email. No threats, no flashing red alerts, just 3 little words. I love you. It was the perfect trap. Not a demand, but an invitation. No one feared an email from a friend, a colleague, a lover. And that's what made it so deadly. It whispered instead of screamed. This was the world's worst computer virus, the I Love You virus. Welcome to Glow Discharge Plasma, where we relive the wildest, most chaotic tech disasters of all time. Today, we're not just talking about it, we're showing you, step by step, click by click, a reenactment of one of the most infamous viruses ever created. And by the end, you'll see exactly why the world will never forget these 3 magical words. Would you fall for it? Most of us like to believe we're too smart to fall for a scam. We laugh at those emails promising million-dollar fortunes from distant princes. We ignore suspicious texts claiming our Amazon order was canceled. We recognize obvious phishing attempts that scream urgent. But in reality, cybercriminals don't need advanced hacking tools to break into your life. They only need you to trust them long enough to click. What if the email wasn't from a stranger? What if it was from your boss, your best friend, or your mom? What if it said something so simple, so personal, that you opened it without a second thought? That's exactly what happened in the year 2000. Millions of people started their day like any other, scrolling through their inbox, sipping their morning coffee, expecting routine memos or forwarded jokes. Then they spotted it. A message with the subject line, "I love you." It didn't demand money. It didn't threaten you with account closures or legal trouble. It simply invited you to open a love letter, supposedly meant just for you. And in a world still new to email, curiosity was a powerful hook. People clicked, and within hours, chaos erupted. How it worked. Inside that email was a single attachment labeled loveletterforyou.txt. At first glance, it appeared harmless, just a text document containing a sweet note. Yet Windows had a dangerous quirk at the time. It hid file extensions by default. The real file name was loveletterforyou.txt.vbs. A .vbs file is no ordinary text document. It's a visual basic script capable of executing commands on your computer the instant you open it. When someone launched that attachment, it unleashed a silent but deadly chain reaction. First, the script copied itself into key system folders, ensuring it would run again whenever the computer started. Then, it overwrote photos, documents, and various other files with infected duplicates. MP3s weren't destroyed, merely hidden from view, just to amplify the confusion. Yet the most destructive phase came mere seconds later when the virus took control of Microsoft Outlook. It scanned the user's address book, gathered every saved contact, and sent out identical I love you emails to all of them. Because these messages seemed to come from a trusted source, each new recipient opened the attachment, triggering the same catastrophe. Like a digital epidemic, the virus spread exponentially, bouncing from inbox to inbox in a matter of minutes. By the time security experts grasped the scope, it was everywhere, replicated across countless machines across the globe. The internet breaks. The internet had never witnessed anything like the I Love You virus before. Within a single day, it infected over 50 million computers in nearly every corner of the planet. Major corporations watched their email servers collapse under the sheer volume of outgoing messages. Government agencies, unsure how deep the infection ran, disconnected entire networks as a precaution. Even the Pentagon, the CIA, and the British Parliament weren't safe from this digital onslaught. NASA faced the loss of valuable files, some of which were never recovered. Banks and financial institutions froze online transactions in an attempt to quarantine the infection. News outlets, including CNN, BBC, and The Washington Post, had to shut down email systems entirely to stop the madness. Ordinary people at home discovered their treasured family photos suddenly gone or their work files replaced with meaningless code. Economists later tallied the total financial cost at over $10 billion. But the intangible damage, lost productivity, shattered trust in email, and the drawing realization that the internet could be a dangerous place was harder to calculate. The world suddenly understood that technology's greatest strength, connectivity, could also be its greatest weakness. The investigation. When an attack causes billions in losses and brings world governments to a standstill, people demand answers. Investigators traced the initial wave of infected emails to an internet service provider in the Philippines. Carefully following the electronic trail, they identified a single prepaid internet card used to send out the virus's first batch. Their search led them to a humble apartment in Manila. Inside, they discovered crucial evidence on a floppy disk, the source code for the ILOVEYOU virus. The culprit? Onel de Guzman, a 24-year-old college dropout who, it turned out, had never intended to spark a global cyber catastrophe. His original project aimed to steal internet dial-up passwords so he could surf for free. His proposal had been rejected by his college professors for its unethical nature. Rather than abandon the idea, he removed any geographical restrictions and released it to see what might happen. He did not anticipate how far it would spread or how fast. But there was a major legal catch. In 2000, the Philippines had no specific laws against cybercrime. Despite the severity of the damage, there was no existing framework to charge him under. As a result, he was effectively beyond the reach of Philippine law. For 2 decades, he vanished. Only in 2020 did a journalist track him down at a modest cell phone repair stall in Manila. The man whose code had infiltrated global institutions now tinkered with cell phone screens and battery replacements, an unexpected twist to the saga of the world's worst love letter. How the world changed. The ILOVEYOU virus wasn't just a costly interruption. It was a pivotal moment that forced the internet to mature. Governments worldwide hastily drafted new legislation to address cybercrime. The Philippines, caught off guard by legal loopholes, enacted the e-commerce law, ensuring future cases would not end so quietly. Major software companies also re-examined their security measures. Microsoft made changes to Outlook, restricting how scripts and attachments behaved inside emails. Antivirus programs became more aggressive, scanning files in real time and flagging unknown code before it could spread. Meanwhile, businesses implemented stricter policies about attachments, limiting or outright banning certain file types from corporate emails. No one wanted a repeat of the day an innocent-looking text file toppled entire networks. The cultural ripple effects ran deep as well. Individuals who once viewed email as a purely helpful tool became more cautious, questioning attachments even from their closest friends. It was as if a dark veil had been lifted, revealing how quickly one click could destroy livelihoods, compromise secrets, and rattle global institutions. The internet had grown up, but at a tremendous cost. Lessons. The ILOVEYOU virus left behind a legacy that still resonates. Although technology has moved forward, the tactics it employed remain alive and well, adapted to fit modern platforms and social media channels. Here are 3 enduring lessons we carry from this event. First, the power of social engineering is timeless. Hackers don't rely on sophisticated code to breach your defenses, they rely on your curiosity, your empathy, and occasionally your fear. Even today's phishing scams use emotion and trust rather than pure technical wizardry. Second, never blindly trust an unexpected attachment. Antivirus software and spam filters have come a long way, but they can't protect you if you willingly open the door for the intruder. Verifying the sender, double-checking the file type, and using a dose of skepticism remain your best lines of defense. Third, the next ILOVEYOU virus won't be labeled with sweet emotional words. It will arrive disguised as a package delivery notice, a bank statement, or a password reset form. The name might be different, but the method, exploiting human curiosity, stays very much the same. So, the next time you see an email that looks too good, too emotional, or too urgent to be true, remember the most expensive love letter in history. Remember how easily entire networks fell, how billions of dollars evaporated, and how a quiet whisper of affection turned into a global roar of chaos. Above all else, remember to think before you click. This has been Glow Discharge Plasma, your source for diving into some of the most dramatic tech disasters in history. If you want more stories about digital devastation and the lessons they teach, subscribe and join our community, because the next cyber catastrophe could just be one click away.